Hermanos y hermanas, es un honor para la iglesia hispana tener al reverendo Edward Nerling y su esposa con nosotros. Y I will ask him concerning how the Lord guided us to obtain this building, because it's a beautiful testimony. Even he mentioned me when they decide to sell to us the building. I don't have an idea, but thank you for coming. Today is November the 9th, when the Hispanic Church began 48 years ago, and we have 38 years pastoring the church and 36 years in the building. Yeah. The building has seen a blessing, just half a block from the subway station. Then, Brother Nerling, is it possible explain to us how you decide to...
Now, first of all, it's a great blessing to be here for this occasion. And now the interesting part is, how did we decide and why to sell this church or this building? And we came to a knowledge that we outgrew the church. It was getting too small. We had many young people, and we needed to do something. Well, then the question came up, how can we sell the church and to who? Of course, we wanted this to be a church, continue to be, because of the many blessings we received here in this building. So at one board meeting, we decided, yes, we will put our church up for sale. We actually went and mentioned that to the head office, what we're about to do. And then one brother of my board, it was Walter Kimmerly, he said, but we cannot advertise or put a sign in front of the door that this church is for sale. That would look to the world we are selling God. And so he was totally against it. So we prayed about it, and we said there will be no sign, no advertising anywhere written the church is for sale. About 2 weeks later, after we decided in a board to sell the church, we pulled up in front of the church on Sunday morning. Walter Kimmerly and I, we were the first here, and a man came we never met, and he said this question, is this church for sale? And I said, you talk to this man, to Walter Kimmerly, because he was the one who was so against it. And he went over, he said, is this church for sale? And he said, yes. And then he said, no, and yes, and no. And he didn't know what to say. But then finally he pulled up a business card and he said, here's my card. Because the man said, is it for sale? Yes. Or is it no? And so we saw how the Lord's hand was in it, that this church will be sold, but we already had made connections through the head office here in Toronto, and I learned of a pastor, a Spanish pastor, his name is Perez, that he is doing work in our city, and they are interested to buy this building. And from then on, things went beautifully, and we are thankful to the Lord to this moment. What a blessing that you're still here. Amen. And glorifying God. Amen. The big improvements. Yes. It touches our lives and hearts. Amen. And one obstacle, Pastor Perez, when already everything was finalized, that they will buy the church from us. He said, but at dedication, we don't have any cups, any saucers, any cutlery. We don't have any tables. I mentioned to the board, Pastor Perez is asking if they can at least borrow everything, the tables, the cups, and all that. The board said, yeah, he can borrow, but that all goes to our new church. I made that word known to the ladies group in my church. And I said, what do you think about it? You know what the ladies said? That is a wonderful gesture. We will leave all the cups, all the cutlery. We don't want to even the tables. Those people, starting like we started a few years ago, and we leave everything.
Amen.
And I said, how am I going to talk now to the board? They said, leave it up to us.
Oh.
And so what did the ladies do? They had a little money because the board members said, we're already spending so much, we don't want to go over budget. And you know, they got everything brand new. We went to a German wholesaler. We got 250 or 300 sets of everything. And they gave us such a tremendous price because they said, this is a great advertising for us, that we find a German-speaking church in Toronto who are building a new building, and we give this even below cost. And that's how it was.
Also,
So the blessing went to you, and a blessing came to us.
And also, I was very impressed when we met in the conference. But you mentioned me something that I didn't remember. You mentioned me that when we arrived to the church, they allowed 10 people from our board. And then we came and we knelt down. And it was so impressed when you mentioned me, when the board and you saw the Spanish people praying.
Yes.
This is the people, this is what you told me.
Yeah, and that's what I will mention. You know that this impression, I never left my heart. You and I, we were standing up front. Our service was done, was finished on Sunday.
Yes.
You came and we were standing up front. And now our people had left and your people came in. I will never forget. They didn't go downstairs and look what's there. They came, they looked in the sanctuary. They all came to the front, and every one of them went on their knees in front of the church and prayed.
Hallelujah.
And in my heart, I was so blessed and rejoicing to this day. And I like to mention that, and I mention that over and over again, how you obtained the church.
Hallelujah.
And it's a great blessing because you started with a dedication, with a thankful heart unto the Lord.
Amen.
And if you keep this up, God will bless you tremendously.
Amen.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, brother.
Aye.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.